So Donald Trump, apparently behind the scenes, was quite panicked over Ghislaine Maxwell, who he was worried was going to spill the beans on him. It's a weird phrase to use in the context of this conversation. A new excerpt from Maggie Haberman's Donald Trump biography says the former president expressed a degree of concern when Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested on sex trafficking charges. The Guardian flagged a portion of Confidence Man, Haberman's newly released book filled with intriguing revelations about the 45th president. According to the book, when the news broke of Maxwell's arrest, Trump asked campaign aides whether she named him among the powerful contacts who might be able to protect her from prosecution over her role as Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice. Quote, you see that article in the New York Post today that mentioned me? Trump asked his aides. He kept going to silence. She say anything about me? Wow. Trump was apparently referring to a Page 6 article published 2 days after Maxwell's arrest. Epstein Hoffenberg, a former affiliate of the disgraced financier, was quoted saying, Ghislaine thought she was untouchable, that she'd be protected by the intelligence communities she and Jeffrey helped with information. The Israeli services, and Les Wexner, who has given millions to Israel, by Prince Andrew, President Clinton, and even by President Trump, who was well known to be an acquaintance of her and Epstein's. So in other words, she thought, I'm untouchable. I know all the right people, and I got dirt on all the right people. In 2020, Trump sparked controversy when he reacted to Maxwell's arrest by saying, I just wish her well. Remember that? Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years in prison earlier this year for helping Epstein sexually abuse young women before he committed suicide, while awaiting trial for the charges he faced. I do remember that. That was a big story. He was asked about Ghislaine Maxwell, and he's like, I just wish her well. Why are you responding in such a conciliatory, kind way for somebody who's on trial for, human sex trafficking? Gee, I wonder why. Why would Donald Trump be worried about the arrest of Ghislaine Maxwell? Why would he say, and I quote, she say anything about me? Why would he do that? This is a tough one to figure out. I always found it hilarious, the hardcore Trump supporters who would be all in on the Epstein stuff, they would, all the conspiracies, everything around it, and they would follow it really closely, and they'd be like, oh, who's implicated? Who's on the list, bro? It would be like Bill Clinton and all these other people, all these other, very famous, well-known politicians, celebrities, government officials, etc. And, but then they would just the one person who they wouldn't entertain that they had any dirt on them was Trump. You could show them pictures of Trump with Jeffrey Epstein. You could show them the video of Epstein's at a party with Donald Trump, probably at one of his properties, and Trump's pointing at a girl, isn't she hot, bro? And Jeffrey's standing there right on. You can show them all that stuff, and they're like, no, I don't know. He did Trump didn't even like him, bro. Trump, he's broke up with him at some point. He was like, bro, I found out what you were doing. I have a moral objection to this. There's a quote of Donald Trump saying, Jeffrey likes him young. There's a quote of Trump saying that shit about Jeffrey Epstein. He knew what the fuck was going on. Not only did he know what was going on, he was partaking in what was going on. He was on the list too. In the same way the people on the right go, man, Bill Clinton is a fucking greasy scumbag who was getting all sorts of shit going on with Jeffrey Epstein, and Lord only knows what he did, and who his victims are, and why was there a picture of Bill Clinton in Jeffrey Epstein's house wearing a dress? What was going on with that shit? There's dirt on Clinton. There's dirt on Trump. There's dirt on all these elites. And look, my leading theory when it comes to Epstein, you guys know this, and they even reference it in this article here. He was Israeli intelligence, gaining dirt on U.S. politicians and U.S. celebrities. People with power and money. That's what he was doing. So, but for Trump, guilty conscience. It's never been more clear. Understand something. There's been how many, I don't even know the number, so you guys put it in the video description box, but how many allegations of sexual misconduct or harassment or rape and things of that nature have there been against Trump? There's been a lot, right? At least 2 dozen? Maybe more? We all know he cheated on his wife with a porn star while she was pregnant. That's the fucking entry level shit for Trump, right? Ghislaine hasn't said a goddamn word about any of this stuff. I hope she does, but I think she realizes she'll be fucking killed if she says anything, because that's probably what happened with Jeffrey Epstein. They got dirt on all these fuckers, man. It's like George Carlin said, it's a big club, and you ain't in it. Well, Trump is in it, and he's part of that group, and that's why he's worried about Ghislaine Maxwell chirping. just like I'm sure the rest of them are worried too. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.